Hey, how's it going? It's Joe, and there's my hotel. I'm still going to pronounce it wrong. Duntawan Hotel, right next, in between the InterContinental and the Marriott. You'll find this affordable option. It's an older hotel, but it's fine for myself. I'm just wandering around the neighborhood. It's about 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, and it's hot. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it. We're heading out after dark. I have one buddy in town I'm going to meet 6 or 7 p.m. They're smart. They don't even stick their head out until the sun goes down. Myself, I hate sitting in the hotel room. I'm just kind of like wasting time. Hot or not, I'm going to at least explore the neighborhood. The side of those trees, you can see the Marriott poking out. That is the night bazaar area. Plenty of bars and restaurants. Hard Rock Chiang Mai's over there, little party area. But I'm over here in the more neighborhood section of the night bazaar area where you might possibly live. There's a bunch of little houses and apartments over here. Not a lot of high-rise condos, Bangkok style. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm standing right in the way of a motorbike, and they just kind of patiently wait. A lot of small restaurants and massage places. 200 baht for 30 minutes of Thai massage. And here's Two Sisters Pizza. They have a little sign on the door that says, open at 4. And this is the non-apartments, just a little 3-story or 4. Really close to the night market. And here's a little hotel next to the Sabai House. Seems to be the order of the day, these 3- and 4-story apartment buildings. For Thailand's second largest city, it's definitely a mellow vibe. If you haven't been here to Chiang Mai yet, maybe you've been over to Pattaya and Jomtien. It's got that Jomtien feel about it, without the high rises. Just a much slower pace. Now, I'm sure Chiang Mai gets crazy traffic-wise and all. It's a large city, but compared to Bangkok, yeah, it's very mellow. Now we're coming up on a larger street down the way, but I'm going to keep it in the neighborhood. Head off to the left here. Billy's Italian Restaurant is down the way. I'm watching my motorbikes. And we have the Go In right here on the corner. That'd be a nice choice if you want to stay in this night market area. Well, I don't know anything about it. Just how close it is. It's definitely nice and slow. This would probably be a nice place to rent a small house. Or I'm sure you can get a simple room. Super affordable. Maybe even a large, fancier 2-bedroom place. It's another hotel tucked away. What does that say? Bontai Village? I think they even have a swimming pool tucked away back here. I like the looks of this place, Bontai Village. Maybe less than a 10-minute walk over to the crazy night market area, yet it's super mellow back here. Here's reception. A little bar area. I see small Chang beer for 70 baht, 120 for a large, so that's not much more than 7-Eleven. I think a large is 100, 190 for cocktails. And I just asked the young lady at reception how much it would be to stay tonight. It is kind of low season. She said 1,500, which is about 41 US dollars, or 2,000 with breakfast. I think that's about 55 US dollars. So there you go. That's about what I'm paying to stay in that older high rise, which is fine. It's just definitely a little bit older and, yeah, a little more, I hate to use the word boutique, but just a smaller place like this might suit my needs just fine. Oh, and it looks like some of the rooms have private little, I'll just call them soaking pools, just small, whatever they are, 8-foot long cool-off areas. Yeah, so some of these places you need to just get out and do a little exploring and getting our boundaries. That high-rise in the middle, that is my hotel, and the fancy InterContinental off to the right. I think the InterContinental was under $200 with breakfast, but that's still a little bit of money. Myself, I'm fine staying at a beautiful InterContinental when it's free on points or free night certificate, but when I'm paying a nice clean $40 or $50 place, yeah, I would probably shy away from a $20 place. Of course, you can stay in Thailand anywhere for $15 a night, but you're going to get what you pay for. Might have a restroom down the hall and just kind of a swinging light bulb in the middle of the room, but hey, if you don't care about all that, yeah, get out and travel anyhow. These days, I'm willing to pay that extra 20, 25, 30 bucks for a nice little clean place, swimming pool, a bar. Here's Billy's Pizza Restaurant right across the way from the place. And then just use that extra money for running around town. The elephant sanctuaries are a big deal up here in Chiang Mai over the years, and it's still happening. There are places to go do elephant rides and all. They didn't have the best reputation, let's say a couple of decades ago. Maybe they treated the elephants poorly and all. I think a lot of that is gone by the wayside. They're treating the animals with a little more respect, but there's still the different places outside of Bangkok where you can go ride an elephant, no problem. These places up here, they're just that, elephant sanctuaries, where maybe they take a lot of those elephants, bring them up here, and you can go, I don't know, bathe them and hang out. You're not going to ride the elephants, but maybe feed them and check it out. I've never did it, but it's on the list of things to do. Here's another little hotel to possibly research, the Wat Chiang Mai. And it says daily, weekly, monthly rates available. And I had just asked for the night. I'm sure you can do a little better than $40 a night if you book for, say, 30 days. And I might do that at some point. I love Bangkok, but getting away for a month, yeah, I mean, I haven't did it yet. Usually it's a week at a time, maybe 10 days at a time. But yeah, just coming up to a place like Chiang Mai and just exploring. I don't want to move here today, but coming up for a month and really learning the city, that's something that I may do. So this, well, this says Phong Kitchen. So they actually have a little restaurant attached. But some of the units apparently have cooking facilities, which I don't really care about. Couple of pieces of equipment. These are cool little places. And I just asked the person at the desk. She said 790 baht right now. It's low season. That does not include breakfast. They don't have breakfast, and there is no swimming pool there. So there are all different options. In this heat of the day, you're not going to be hanging out in the swimming pool for hours unless it's in the shade. But it's nice to have that option. But if you're never going to jump in a swimming pool, $790 might be a way to go. Now that I'm just asking for the night. I'm sure it's a little cheaper if you pay by the week, month. Here's a little bar, the Free Rider Bar. Now here's our hostel, the Tartar and Nay. Hostels are another way to go. I'm not one for bunk beds in a room, but some of these hostels, the private rooms, they're probably going to be basic accommodations, you know, just a simple room like this, although this is next door. This is another little hotel. Yeah, some of these basic simple rooms at a hostel, I've stayed in those over the years, but I'm just kind of treating myself at this point in life to stay in a nicer little place. It can be a smaller hotel, but once again, if you're on a budget and the decision is going to be staying in hostels and going affordably or not going at all, yeah, 100%. stay in those hostels and get out and check some things out. What's this place? It's a guest house and a coffee garden. Buddy's guest house. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm heading in this direction because I think that's where my hotel is, but some of these streets are kind of S-turning around. And I believe this is Buddy's parking lot. And I have my large Marriott landmark. And the InterContinental's off in this direction, plus my hotel. And let's see where this little road heads. Living over here, probably having a motorbike is a necessity. I'm not so anxious to ride around the streets of Bangkok. Get out of this car's way. I've ridden dirt bikes, motorcycles my whole life, but yeah, jumping on a bike and roaring around Bangkok, especially if you're mixing in a pint or two, not really the way to go. Here's a little peek at a Wat, and you can see my hotel in the background. So this street right here, that's where my hotel is located. I know it's just a bunch of little bars and shops, massage places. Let's check out the quieter part of town. See where the other little hotels are tucked away back here. I see one straight ahead called Kate and Hasu Boutique Chiang Mai, 50 meters. And there's the Kate. And when I say it's the low season, high season is really around the holidays. I don't know, after Halloween, say, into February. But Christmas time, that is when, that's high season for sure. That's when temperatures are down. Up here in Chiang Mai, it can get a little cold. There's some mountains surrounding the city. You head up some of those trails to see the different temples and big Buddhas up there. You might need a coat. From what I've seen in different videos. But anytime April, May, June, it's going to be hot. So the quote-unquote low season. And then you get into the rain, which right now I wouldn't mind a little bit of rain. It did rain here 2 days ago, just before I arrived. My taxi driver was telling me. So that's a little hit or miss, but during the rainy season, it's going to rain every day. Well, 99% of the time. Usually in the late afternoon into the evening, and sometimes just for an hour. Here's the, what is that, On Taipei Hotel. And they have a small swimming pool, at least enough to cool down. And we're going to head off in this direction. Well, we're popping back out on the busy street there, so I'm gonna make a U-turn. Here's the side of the On Taipei, if I'm saying that correct. And off here to the left is the Raming Lodge. I'm basically just one street over from the large street that the night market's on. Here's a traditional home. And that's a pretty cool looking house tucked away. Here's a large brick building that goes out onto the main road. I think that's mostly businesses. Oh, I'm sorry. In the back here, anyhow, is that Raming Lodge Hotel and Spa. Part of that brick building, or maybe it's the entire building. And we're coming up on another large street. And it looks like the Raming Lodge has a separate pool and bar area over here. Nice looking pool. Here's a place called the Little Home Guest House. Check-in at 1, check out at noon. Looks like basic accommodations. And we have the Lucky Bar, restaurant, Thai food. Now as we approach this larger street, and forgive me, I don't know the name, I'll check out a sign at the end of the street. If memory serves me, if you jump in a red bus, it's like the bot buses in Pattaya, but here they're 30 baht. And you head to the right. Probably 2.5 kilometers, you'll hit the gates of the old city. And I'm not going to do that today. It's just a short walk, head home, grab a quick swim, and then head out in the early evening when things cool down. Now, Loy Crow Road, and on the corner here is, what does that say, Jammer's Delight Bar? This is the street that will take you to the night market. So it's just a ton of little bars. Here's the Baba Bobo Music and Restaurant next to the Cherry Blossom, the Why Not Bar, and the Honey Bar. And there's that brick building. What was it? The Ramming Lodge or something? Raming. But if you go up this way 2-3 blocks, you're going to hit the Marriott. The InterContinental's a short distance on the right, and then my hotel. I'm already forgetting the name of it. D-U-A-N something. Dunagarte. I'd say this street in between here and my hotel, at least 50 little beer bars, probably an equal amount of little massage places. And there are not a lot of people out. There's a couple of hardcores sitting and having an afternoon beer, but for the most part, the city, like many in Thailand, comes alive after dark. And I guess most of that brick building is that Raming Lodge. Although they have Rocky's Burger and Bar at the base on this side. Mr. K. Best Taylor. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Rock Meat Burgers and Bar. Rocky's is, that's a good little bar in Pacific Beach in San Diego. Great burger. Here's the home of the Chiang Mai Cobra's Rugby Club. And there's an old school Dodge. What are those things called? Power wagons? You can see my hotel down there at the end of the street. The night bazaar is maybe 1-2 blocks on the other side of the hotel. The Marriott's on the left. InterContinental on the right. More tailor shops. Indian restaurants. And let's see what's down this little side soy. I see a Thai cookery school. Just a small soy. The Good Job Bar on the left. And number 1 on the right. Not sure if that's a bar. Yeah, some little bar here on the right. The number 1. Couple guys hanging out in there. I felt a little blast of air conditioning. Some of these places to attract customers, I mean, it's a little bit of a waste, but they have the air conditioners going in basically an outside beer bar. So it's just pushing on you, but it's certainly not cool in the room. And here's a little bar called the Basic Line with rooms available upstairs. And some more accommodation at the Vipa House. Here's a bit of an old school building, the City House. Just across from that, the Central Place Hotel. Well, you can see there are just hundreds of choices in this night market area, which is a popular place to stay if you want to get out and check out some of the nighttime bar scene, both adult and I saw just mellow places with families hanging out. Music, food. Now there's my landmark, my hotel off in the direction. So I'm going to head up this road back towards the hotel, but I see something straight ahead like a gazebo. Maybe that's a park. Let's go check that out first. And down this way appears to be some kind of warehouse. This place looks nice, the Luck Thai Hotel. Hey, it's about 4 o'clock. I just spent probably 20 minutes hanging out talking to a guy from Long Beach, Daniel. He's over here on his 3rd vacation. Well, this is the what I thought was a park, but I'm now thinking it's a school. I'm not sure. It's pretty quiet right now, but yeah, it's always good to talk to fellow travelers. And they're always a little jealous that I pulled the plug and I'm retired over here. He's a little younger than me. And I get that. I mean, I don't know how many trips I made over here before I retired. Plus, other places. I'm not just get a passport and move straight to Thailand kind of guy. I've visited, I stopped counting it, 70 places. I counted that one time, and that was a long time ago, so I must be over 100 different countries I visited. Well, a lot of those were when I was a kid. We lived in Spain, and my dad took us all through Europe. I guess maybe I shouldn't count trips when I was a little kid, but I went back to Europe, and it's okay. But coming over here to Thailand, even the guys I know from Europe, from all over Europe, they're the same as me, that this is just an amazing place to live. And I have a lot of friends from all over, you name it, probably any country you can name. Well, I got a buddy over here hanging out in Thailand. We're all here for the same reason. It's just a kind of an amazing place to live with cheap rent, cheap food. The only thing is you got to get used to this heat, and I don't know if anybody gets used to it. I have many Thai friends that just do the best they can to avoid the heat. A little place called the Go Inn. Oh, and Daniel told me he was staying there for 700 baht, I think. Now, he's the kind of guy, him and his buddy, he says they just kind of roll in without any plans, walk by a place and stick their head in. Do you have air conditioning? How much? And that's what he got that place for. You don't have to get too carried away with Agoda and mapping everything out. Here's khao soi chicken. And not a lot of street signs, but I've made my way up to this large street. I'm gonna take a left, and I should be coming up on the InterContinental off on my left. And there's the hardware store. Here's a place called Old City Wall Daily, starting 750 baht. And I'm not a huge tour guy. Maybe I should be, but here's a motorbike food tour. Looks interesting. Another little hotel tucked away. Maybe 8 stories high. And I see the InterContinental a short ways up on the left, but I'm gonna head down, what is this, Liquor Road Lane 3. I'm more interested in these smaller areas near the busy section of town, if that makes sense. I don't want to live on top of a bar, but I like to be near all the fun places. Well, here's one of the 2 InterContinental's parking lot. That is the InterContinental right there. So there hasn't been a whole lot down this little street, but I won't know until I get out and explore. I'm gonna take a right here, and I think there was a string of little beer bars and maybe even a small Muay Thai gym, or not gym, boxing ring I saw last night. And I'm not sure if this is the service entrance to the InterContinental. I think it is, but yes, right up here where you see that tin roof, that is a Muay Thai ring surrounded by at least a dozen little beer bars. And that building off in the distance is the Marriott. Yeah, the LaCroix Boxing Stadium. And all these little garage doors will be open later. And they're all just little bars, the Flash Bar, Orchid Bar. And this, maybe, I don't know, maybe, I'm sure there's a way they charge you to get in here. They probably have somebody sitting here. Some of the other places I saw last night were, I want to say 1,000 baht ringside and 700 baht for the back seats. I don't know if this is considered more amateur. I don't know. Anybody gets in the ring and is doing Muay Thai is a professional to me, but I just know there are different levels. Okay, so here you go. Starts at 9, ticket 600 baht, ringside 1,000 baht. Although you can see here, there's not much difference between the ringside and the 600 baht. I went to Rajadharmi Stadium in Bangkok, and that is a huge, wow, huge. I think it holds 3,000 people, maybe less, I don't know. But there was a big difference there between the ringside and the upper level, although the upper level was still pretty nice. So here is the Lollipop Bar, the Knockout Bar, people, and the sleepover. And the procedure of the day is at least one pool table. And here last night, it's not like, well, it's not like Phuket where everybody's kind of trying to out noise each other. Everybody had the music on, but you could tell the differences between the songs. It wasn't just a big mishmash. And I love that furniture. We got the Shamrock Bar, the Poppy, King Kong's Bar. And what is this place? Small World Bar. This looks like a fun spot. So we got the first bar, which is right on the outside, makes sense. And the Hangout Bar. And right there is my hotel, the Dung Tawan? I'm never gonna get that name right. And right across the way is the Marriott. InterContinental is one block to the right. Plenty of places to eat, smoothie shops. And here's the Chiang Kon Temple. And the temple sits almost below that is the InterContinental. And there are a bunch of little beer bars up here on the left, maybe 6 or 8 of them within feet of the InterContinental. But here's the temple. And all these spots are gonna have a guard. There are just guards everywhere in Thailand. There's not a lot of crime, but I guess just to keep people respectful. Even the parking lot over there at the InterContinental just had a guy sitting there in a chair. Make sure you're supposed to be parking there. And with my hotel just on the right, the Marriott right there on the left, just at the end of this street where you see that yellow sign way at the end, not even that far, is the night bazaar. All on both sides of the street. There's another Muay Thai exhibit. Well, there's 2 of them. And here's my hotel. It's all right. It's a fine place to stay. It's just a little bit older. To be honest, if I come back, I'll probably go with these smaller hotels just tucked away. Same price. This place it was probably a nice fancy hotel 20 years ago, and today it's just a nice place to stay. And a quick peek at the phone, it says it's 102 degrees, feels like 107, and I'm not going to argue with that. And just on the other side of the Marriott is well, you can see the guitar up there for the Hard Rock Cafe. Just behind that is one of the main night market areas. You'll also find night market off to the right, and where I'm heading right now to get a bite to eat at O'Malley's Irish. But I'd say the main busy area is just on the side of the Marriott, right there, off in that area, behind the Hard Rock. Right there where it says Pavilion Night Market and this McDonald's, that is your landmark to find another Muay Thai fights. And all these stands will come alive in the evening. I'm heading just right there to the left. Down the way, I think it's called, I'm looking at the sign, ANUSAM or Azam Market. And in there you'll find O'Malley's. Nice little spot with air conditioning. Get a cold beer and a sandwich. I will run into this pavilion and show you the little stadium. I think this one might be behind a wall. That last one I showed you was a little bit more open. So all this area is going to be packed. Food vendors, a little music happening. And then off in this direction is the stadium. And here it is, the Fairtex fight, one night in Chiang Mai. Starts 9 to midnight, ringside 1,000 baht, standard 600 baht. Here you go. There's some little stands. Muay Thai. And this is where I'm heading right now, the Anasan Market. You can see the O'Malley's Irish Pub sign, and there's the Chiang Mai Cabaret Show. Showtime 9:30 p.m. There's a couple of cabaret shows around town. I was walking around here last night. Now, of course, all these stands are going to be alive. The Ladyboy Show, Cabaret Show, whatever you want to call it, is off beyond all these stands, and O'Malley's is off to the right. There was another Ladyboy Show on the other side at the night market. It said free entrance with a 2-drink minimum, and I'm sure they're kind of expensive drinks, whereas this one down here, I think it had a VIP ticket and a basic ticket, and I forget off the top of my head, it was 400 or 500 baht, something like that, but then it said it included a drink. So either way, you're going to pay a little bit of money, but it's probably an event to see. And here's O'Malley's Irish Pub. I'm just going to duck in there. I've been in town a couple of days, and I know all the spots that have nice air conditioning, and I'm going to grab a sandwich. So thanks so much for following along this little trek around Chiang Mai in the afternoon heat. It's going on about 4:30, and you can see everything's coming to life. Many of the signs say open at 5 p.m. So there you go. And you can be running around in the crazy heat, or just come out at 5, 6, 7 p.m. like most people do. Again, thanks for watching. There'll be more videos to come. We'll see you later.